just to finish off what I was saying last time about going out and meeting white women and the novelty and all that, yeah? As I said, I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of black guys, yeah? At the end of the day, if a black guy wants to go out and they're only going out to pull, as the term is, and there's a club, a mixture of black and white, then if you're going out just to pull and get something for the night and bed up, forget about checking black women, because black women more or less don't do that shit on the same night. You just go straight to the white woman. Straight. Forget about all this, like, see, women are like hurdles around the track. And there's certain hurdles to overcome. Buy them a drink, chat them up, say the right things, and do a little bit of flirty, and then eventually talk about taking them home and whatever, like. Now, a black woman, trust me, man, there's enough hurdles around that track. Enough hurdles to overcome if they get to the finishing line. And the finish line is going home with her. A white woman, there's only possibly 1 or 2 hurdles on that track. And it is all about overcoming hurdles. And if you want the easiest course possible and the less hurdles possible, you're going straight to a white woman. And that's just a matter of fact. Whether or not people get upset or what, I don't care. It's just a matter of fact. And that's the way it happens out there, in the real world.
So would you prefer black girls to be more like that?
I would prefer black girls to have a more of an easier attitude towards the opposite sex.
Are you saying one is easy and one is troublesome? Or I just explain it to me. Let me understand exactly what you're saying. Are you saying that in your experience, white women are easy or easier going or more chilled out? Are you saying that black women have hang-ups, or that they are more like they would like to get to know you before they sleep with you? Just let me understand exactly what you're saying before I comment.
Clearly, white women are more... This is going to sound... Oh, man, anyway, I'm going to say it anyway. White women are more appreciative to a black man. Now, I know that sentence is going to cause enough trouble, but it's just a matter of fact. There's nothing I say that's not true on the street. I'm not talking about radio business. People come on and say they're political correct things. I'm just telling you as it is. A white woman is more appreciative. They will do anything. They will cook, they will clean, they will ring them up and say, how long are you going to be home, because the dinner's ready. If you come home late, they won't just say, where you been? They'll just go, warm up dinner, and give you, and say, you're right, darling, and all that sort of things. Black women are more highly strung, they're more hard-cased, they're more questionable, they're in your face, they're more argumentative. And let's get it clear, I prefer black women, and I've been with some absolutely fantastic black women, yeah? But I'm talking about in a generalistic term. A white woman is a woman that's going to give a black man less stress. Fact on the street.
There's a woman here who wants to ask you a question.
I wanted to ask you a question. You're saying that the white woman will cook for you, she'll clean for you, she'll do all this. She's not prepared to go to work. She doesn't want to go to work for you or anything. You would expect a black woman to go to work, cook, clean, run your bath, and do everything for you at the same time?
No. What I'm saying is that a white woman would go to work and do all that.
No, she won't.
But at the same time, they'll look after you. Yes, they will.
No, they won't.
They will do anything.
How many white women do you know that actually work, that have children? There are not that many.
No,
the black man will go to work and support her.
Yeah.
And he's quite happy to do that. He doesn't want to do that for the black woman. He wants her to work equally like him.
Well, see, maybe I'm different, like, because I don't care whether or not my woman's black or white, whether or not she works or don't work, you know what I mean? That's just me, you know what I mean? She's in a position whereby she can't work or she's not working, then that's all good, you know what I mean?
Thanks for your call, bro. Yeah.
Hi there, it's me again. I think it's really, really sad that a lot of black men do think like what that guy was saying. Because, I have a few black friends, a few black male friends, and they say exactly the same thing to me. But, I don't think that black women are highly strung or there's hurdles to go through. It's just that they got more to prove, you know. They want... I'm not even sure what it is, but, a lot of people do think like that. And it's really, really worrying me because I've sat down and I've thought about myself.
I think that's the best thing for you to do, because if so many people think that, and sometimes we have to look at ourselves and say, is there any truth in it? Before we just dismiss it, just say, is there any truth in what he's saying? Hello, Chris. I think he was trying to wake you up, actually. Go on.
No, I'm wide awake, trust, but it seems that people are still sleeping with all these old stereotypes of white women being easier and black women having issues, blah, blah. And even if, let's say if black women do have issues, why is that? Is the problem with us or the attitudes with which we've been treated? But in any case here, I don't think it's a matter of white women being easy, because I think he's living in a very, I don't even know where he's coming from, because I don't think white women are as submissive as they'd like to think. It's just their own...
I mean, you know, given my opinion, I definitely don't think they're as submissive as people say they are. What I think it is, though, is instantly they are more approachable. And to walk up to somebody and have a conversation with them that's not necessarily based upon sex is much easier with a white woman than it is with a black woman. That is, for me, a fact.
Why?
As a man.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you, darling.
Well, I can't analyse the behaviour of a woman. I can analyse the behaviour of a man. From my point of view, you know, you're not going to go into a club, look at a group of white women. If they don't want to dance with you, say, no, thank you. They're not going to look you up and down and laugh at you. They're not, you don't, you know, from that point of view, he's right, isn't he? I might not agree.
No, because that can be the case with some black women too. That is the case with a lot of black women.
In my experience, that is right.
In your experience, that's right.
In my experience, that is right. I go to clubs, right? Let me tell you what happens to me sometimes. I go to clubs and I try to speak to somebody, and I'm not trying to check them. I just talk and say hello or whatever. Yeah? And until they look at me and recognize me, they're not talking to me. Now, when they do that, I walk away because I don't really understand why they have to be like that. Now, that's happened to me so many times that I have to think to myself, what? Now, it's fine for you to say, why are people like that? But some people, to me, are just ignorant. No. And it's nothing to do with experience that they've had with men. And if it is to do with experience they've had with men, fine. But at some point, you, lady, as well as the other ladies out there, have to sit and look at yourself and say, am I just this way?
No, because if a guy approaches me in the club, I'll be just as friendly. You know, I won't go with the assumption that he's trying to get me into bed. But even if he is, there's nothing wrong with him talking to me, and I'll politely decline his advances.
Fine. Well, then we don't have a problem. I went and saw somebody the other day, asked a lady to dance. She put her hand out in front of her in the man's face and let everybody around know that he was asking her and whatever. Now, for me, I see that too often for me to ignore it. So I have to ask you, why do people do that?
Well, like you said, I can't analyse other people's actions.
Okay, but you've seen it as well. Don't pretend you haven't seen it.
Do you know what? Maybe you and I go to different clubs or something.
You've never seen that. You've never seen black guys approach black girls and then behave like that.
Her put out her hand blatantly like that. To be honest,
make it clear to anybody who's anywhere in the club, this guy's come and asked for a dance and she's not interested, and how could he come and ask her? You've never seen that.
Make it clear to everyone in that vicinity that
by her body language.
No.
You've never seen that.
No.
All right,
probably if one of my friends was with me and there's a guy chatting her up, and then you know she'll be all funny with it, but not to the extent that everyone in the club is going to know that that boy.
Well, maybe you're not as subtle as you think, lady. Choice FM, hello, good morning, Talk Shop.
Hello, Eddie.
Yeah.
I'd like to, basically, I agree with some of the things you're saying. Basically, some of my friends who are black, when we're in a club and a man walks up to them, you see them, they just screw up their face. I mean, come on, you're dressed up nice, you look great, and he's just come up because you look great. And some people just don't take it as a compliment. They just screw up their face. Well,
gosh, the one thing that people will tell you as well is that you try to get women can't take compliments. Oh, I don't even bother anymore. Oh, I don't bother. What compliments? What? Hello, Truth.
I feel black women do have a lot more to fight for. They've got a lot more to prove, not only in social life but also in the workplace. And I think it's unfair to black women to compare them to white women in the respect that. In my personal circle of friends who I know, or people who I've seen about, they've actually left a black woman for a white woman, and where they were expecting that black woman to cook, clean, go to work, bring up the kids, in taking on a white woman, they're quite prepared to take that woman to a restaurant and treat her like she's a queen.
Oh yeah, but hold on a minute. I would treat you the way you allow me to treat you. Think about it that way. I will treat you the way you allow me to treat you. As far as I'm concerned, this discussion only has one purpose from my point of view. Because, yeah, I agree, it's an old rehashed one. But as far as I'm concerned, there is a way that we relate to each other that is negative. There is a way that we relate to each other which is devoid of love and respect. And that is part of it, and I'm just trying to encourage people to do that. So whether you like the guy or not, just say hello and then walk about your business. Hello, Joy.
I've got 2 points to make.
Quickly, please.
Okay, firstly, I think the way the younger black women are reacting to the black guys is the same way that the white women are they're doing the same thing. I mean, the girls will giggle if a guy come up to them. It's something that they do. They used to do that. They always do that. I think with maturity, you learn to sort of be confident with yourself, and if a man approaches you, then you say hello, you talk to them, and basically you know that he doesn't just want to get to bed with you. He just wants to talk to you, have a conversation, whatever. But when you're younger, it doesn't really matter. It's just a giggling thing that the girls do. I don't think it's anything personal to any man.
Anybody ever you ever gone to talk to anybody and they looked you up and down and giggled at you?
Not really, no.
To you? Well, then you don't know how it feels, do you?
Eddie, with regard the way in which, because in the past I have been out with black women who, in my opinion, have no manners whatsoever and are very disrespectful to their brothers. I refuse to associate with women of that caliber. It comes down to basic manners and respect. I don't think it's about maturity, because I know women, I'm 38, I know women who still behave in that way. So when are they going to become mature? If a brother is trying to speak to you, have the manners to at least address him. And if you don't like where he's coming from, respectfully decline and move away from the conversation.
And we're talking about anybody here, not just women. We're talking about anybody. Hello, Trish.
Morning, Eddie.
Morning.
Sorry about that before. Listen, I think you know where it is with a female business, yeah? It's a thing where most of my friends, the way they approach white women is on a polite sort of style. You understand? They go up to a white woman and they would approach her, excuse me, that's how they would stop her. You understand? With a black girl, it's like, they see a black girl on the street, they're like, here, baby loves. You understand? So how were they supposed to, get true to the black female race if they can't even talk to them properly?
There is a way to speak. And do you understand what I'm trying to do is to try and make people talk to each other with a bit of respect?
Of course. If you don't come off with respect, it don't matter what colour the girl is. Because trust me, I ain't had no problem with females.
We leave it there, shall we?
Basically, the way that us black guys feel on the street, like we're worried about people looking at us in a certain way, I can see with black women. I mean, in a club, they're quite wary about their own people. I mean, their own men, because most of the time, the majority of the time, it's honest truth, black guys walk up to a black woman and like the guy previously said, hey, baby love, and it's like they're just trying one thing. They're not trying to explore the woman's inner soul or find out how she ticks or whatever. It's just after the one thing. So when certain respectable guys come along, they get treated the same way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. And I don't understand why that is.
What we've got to do is to show the lady how to
respect.
And how to be discerning between the crufts and people like me and you.
Yeah, basically that's what I think has to be done.
So how what would you go up to a lady and say then?
Well, what would I go to? Well, I would introduce myself, basically. Probably ask her for a dance. You know what I mean? I mean, if she genuinely likes me, if she's interested in me, or if she likes the way that I approached her, then I suppose that we will dance.
Yeah, but isn't that what we do too much of? We work on a physical much more, and you know what I mean. You're asking this woman to rub herself against you, and she doesn't. She doesn't know you. She doesn't know you. Have a little conversation with her. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living?
Well, that's what I meant.
What
that's
interest do you have? Is that what you meant?
And so, yeah, that's what I meant. You speak to her and say, so forth and so on.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, I didn't hear that piece.
Yeah, I'm not directly asking her to rub against me because, I mean, you don't have to, you don't have to dance.
What, are you going to tell me there are other ways to dance?
There are other ways to dance.
Are there? Are there? I don't know. Hello, Trish.
The guy that said that he goes home to a cooked meal with a white woman. How many white women does he know that cook? Because I don't know many of them that cook. I know
you don't know many white women.
I do. I do have white friends. I know a lot of them.
Cook. What do they eat?
A lot of them put stuff in the microwave.
Yes.
That's fine.
What? Oh, but black girls put stuff in the microwave as well. Hello, Chucky.
Yeah, Eddie.
Sorry, I'm getting cussed in. Hello.
Yeah. I agree with what you were saying about the black girls in the club, how they want to diss the man and make everyone else see. I've seen that lately. But black girls, you need to give them a bit of respect, man. Because you can't, say the same way you can see a white girl on the street, yeah, and say, "Oi, shiners." You can't do that to a black girl.
Oi, what?
Sure. When you shout out, "Oi, shiners."
What's that? What is that? Well, you shouldn't be doing that. But What you meet a girl and say, "Oi, Shiners."
Yeah. Like, you can't do that to no black.
What does that mean?
Like, she stops sticking it. Like, she will stop and come over and get me. A black girl won't stop. She will carry on walking.
What are you talking about? Oi, somebody bring me up and explain this to me.
Yeah, I disagree with a lot of people saying, man. Like, I'll never get any hostility from black women, man. You know, they always show me loads of love in the clubs and everything, man.
Is that what you get?
Yeah,
maybe it's because of the way you approach them.
Hello, basically, I believe that black men nowadays, well, previous days also, they view having a white woman on your arm as a trophy. Because, I mean, like the lady just says, we've sort of alienated ourselves. So, let's say that us young black people born in this country, we're not sure where we're from. You know what I mean? For that reason, I just said black. So we're not quite sure where we're from. So when you make your money and you feel like, oh, well, I belong in this country, you go and get yourself a white woman because she's the top trophy that you can have. I don't believe that, but I believe that that's how black men see it nowadays.
I really don't believe that that's true. I understand why you say it, bruv. I really do. And I understand that the evidence will say that to you. I think that, honestly, knowing something about being on telly or whatever, being mildly famous, I tell you that when you're filming and when you're in these positions and when you're doing what you're doing, you're in an environment that's, you know, predominantly white. Now, if you're in that environment, then the chances of you falling for somebody, actually falling in love with somebody, have got to be a lot greater than if you live in, say, Peckham or Harlesden or whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
I mean, we must.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree. I honestly don't agree. When I was doing Casualty for 3 years, I didn't see any black people.
Yeah, hello, Eddie.
No more there. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you hear what I'm saying, yeah? I reckon white women, yeah, are nasty about the way they talk about men than the black women do talk about.
Have you ever heard white women talk about men?
Yeah, of course.
Have you heard black women talk about men?
Yeah.
Which black women?
Because I've had bare girlfriends and bare, you know what I mean, all these type of.
Beard,
yeah.
mean a lot.
Yeah, and me, I'm 19.
And you've had beard, man.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, yeah. The way the white girls talk about how they go out with black men, you know, about what they do with them, the reason why they go out with them, and all them things there, you know what I'm saying? They're talking about how they got big thing, you know what I mean, and you know, they can handle it longer and all this thing there, yeah. But a black girl now, she wouldn't be talking about them things there.
What did she talk about?
Yeah,
she talks about closing Roman road, does she?
No, she wouldn't even talk about. She wouldn't even talk about the nasty things about how.
Don't be ridiculous, bro. You need to go to some of the places. Women, I'll go this far. Women are far more graphic and nasty about the way they talk about sex than a man would ever be with his brethren. Never. They talk about in, out, size, house, smell, and taste, everything. A man, he's never talking about them things. Especially not taste. Joyce, good morning to you.
Hi, Eddie.
Yeah.
Hi. Firstly, I want to just congratulate the black men for still talking to the black women. They should not be discouraged. I have to say that personally, I have to admit to maybe being rude to the black men in public, but that is after they have asked me to dance. No, sorry, that is before they have asked me to dance, when they've just grabbed me up, start moving with me, and then decide to ask me to dance. So I don't.
Okay, so there is a way to approach a lady like you.
It's definitely a way to approach a lady. I think it's not only a thing that a black woman has to look at herself, but a black man has to look at himself too.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm joking about this, but my main thrust on even having this conversation, I'm trying not to regurgitate old stuff. What I'm trying to do is encourage people to speak to each other with respect. That's my main thrust. So, lady, I've just come to the club. I'm not trying to check you, honestly. I just want to tell you, that outfit you're wearing is absolutely lovely.
No, and that's cool. That's fine.
And then I'm going about my business.
Yes, that's fine, absolutely. But I just think that, you know, the reason why some black women may appear to be rude in public is the way the black man has asked her to dance. And that is, you know, that is by just grabbing up before they actually say.
Point taken. For me, Eddie Nestor, I can't even ask a woman to dance anymore. I have to have a conversation with her.
Well, that's good. And that's the way it should be.
That's right. But the problem I have is a lot of the time I try to have a conversation and the gal can't talk.
What did you say?
Hello, Chuck.
Hello, Eddie.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, it's fine. Morning. It's not all about clubs, but I think with the black women, yeah. A couple of years ago, I was doing this media cabin before when I was in the uni,
And the way they carry themselves about. When they sit in the car, they don't say hello, they don't say night. When you meet them on the streets, when you try to talk to them, it doesn't work out. I think it's an attitude problem.
Is this British-born girls, African girls?
You can't tell because they wouldn't want to talk to you.
Oh, so you don't even know, you can't even give me an identity, okay.
No, but what I'm saying is black, you understand, but 90% of them, that's what I'm saying, 90% you can generalize. 90% of them has got an attitude problem.
Okay.
90%.
All right then, bro. Does it offend you if one of the women that you're sleeping with, a white girl, is only seeing you because you're a black guy?
Not at all, because everybody has preferences.
Yeah, but their perception might be that you have a big penis, and the myths concerning that. Do you play up to that, or how do you feel about that?
Eddie, every black man does, including you, man. You know what I'm saying? I would love to be somebody's novelty toy.
How do you mean every black man does, including me? Sorry, I explained that.
Well, I mean, if you're out, and you're at the bar or whatever, a woman come up to you, and they're talking and joking and laughing, and then she says something like, is it true about all you black men? Because every black man's had that. And you say, what do you mean? And you start probing them, so they come out with it. Well, you know what they say about men with big feet, or all black guys are well hung and...
That sounds like what the gay guy was saying to you.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did and all that. You know what I mean? And I had another mate who sells gas and electric. And you said exactly the same thing happened to him. You know what you done? He acted in exactly the same way I acted. He said, I was just having a laugh. And P, if you're out there listening, he knows what I'm talking about. But, no, of course you play up to a woman come out to you and say that sort of thing, the white woman. And all of a sudden, the more the mystery builds up and their excitement, of course you play up to it. And then all they're interested in is finding out whether it is true, especially a white woman who's never ever gone with a black man. They're, in their mind, it's killing them crazy, and they want to find out. And of course, eventually, you know what I mean, if certain things are going on, and you're feeling good and whatever, I'm going to let her find out if there's chemistry and there's
so you would sleep with her to prove the point true or not, would you?
No. I would sleep with her because I look at her, I fancy her, I feel a bit of chemistry, and also there is that little buzz of excitement that you're actually with somebody who's got this novelty. It's a bit like me. Everybody's got a little certain mysteries in their head, a little excitement, a little fantasy. Everybody's got it. And I wouldn't mind being somebody, a little novelty, a little plaything. I mean, why not? Crikey. I mean, I'm a man. I'm a young-blooded, red-hot male who love women. And if I see a woman who I sort of like, feel desire about whether or not she's black, pink or blue, I go as far as a size 18. Nothing over a size 18 comes near me. Then it's all cool, man.
We have friends and family who have mixed relationships. And, you know, not stemming from the point of the argument, but, you know, people do choose the best situation for themselves, and whether it's a white man or a black man.
Absolutely.
And,
I mean, I really got to be careful about going down that particular road, because every single person I know, man and woman, tells me the people who are most hostile to mixed relationships are women.
I can say, for myself as a black woman, I can be hostile at times. However, I do have the view that love has no colour.
Well, I'm glad you have that view, but I was in, thank you for your call, Eddie. I was in Granaries the other day, standing next to a white woman by the DJ box, and a black woman was dancing with her boyfriend. And as I went to get my record box, she said to me, "Why you have to come in with your white girl for?" I said, I beg your pardon? Why you have to come in with your white girl? I said, are you talking to me? I bet you. And then I said, I just walked. Now, very interestingly enough, at the end of the night, she came up to me, and she danced with me. Now, the only dance I've ever had in my life where I didn't actually hold her. She came and just pushed herself up against me, and I just looked at her for the whole record, and at the end of it said, "Sorry about that." I didn't understand that. I really did. If anybody understands what was going on there, I don't know. Maybe they could tell.